hello, namaste. Welcome to my YouTube channel Manisha's Content Hub. I'm your Manisha. So today I'm gonna talk about how to reduce bias while conducting a user research. What and how to redesign an app. And I will also share which is my favorite user interface apps and best user interface app design. Okay, so now let's see how to reduce bias in research interview. First of all, use set of same questions to every people to ensure consistency between each other. Questions should be short, direct and to the point. So, you should always avoid long questions. Instead, break the questions into multiple questions to avoid the confusion and ensure you receive a clear answer. We should always pre-test it and validate the questions before we use. We should use open-ended questions. We should not use yes or no type of questions. Try to ask questions in which people can answer very deeply. We should choose the participants from a diverse background to reduce cultural and social bias. Conduct interview of large amount of people to get the range of perspective. Okay, so now let's see what research methods would you use to understand the usability app or website. So firstly, select representative users from a target population. Ask the user to use your product in front of you. Observe how they use the product and summarize the results. Okay, so now let's see how to decide who to recruit for user experience research studies. So first one is target audience. First consideration is target audience. So the researcher should find out the participants with similar interest or behavior of the target audience. And the second one is recruitment criteria. So researcher often establish recruitment criteria as age, education, income or experiences of particular app. And then comes recruitment sources. Researcher can find the target audience from social media, online ads, in person or through email. And then incentives. To encourage participants, researchers should offer gift cards, cash or free products. So now let's see what approaches can you take to create well-defined user research questions. First one is define research objective. Start with defining your research objective that describes the problem and opportunity of the research. Second one is identify target audience. So identifying target audience means understanding their interest and behavior so that you can ask the user the question accordingly. Third one is your question should be open-ended so that participants can answer in detail. And fourth one is your question should be clear and concise. Your questions should not be very long. Instead, break them into small questions. So now let's see how would you reduce bias in user experience usability study. Firstly, recruiting participants with diverse range of backgrounds such as age, gender and abilities to ensure we receive variety of opinions. And second one is avoid asking leading questions by which we get certain answers like yes or no. Instead asking open-end questions by which participants can share their opinions in more detail. Third one is using standardized tasks that are same for all the participants to ensure that all the participants are tested in the same way. Fourth one is use random assignments to different testing conditions. So ensure that every participant is assigned to a condition in a fair and unbiased way. Fifth one is conduct a pilot study with the small number of people to find out if there is any bias in a study, design or material. Okay, so now imagine you are working on a client redesign. How will you start? Website redesign is a detailed process of revamping a site that includes updating content, refreshing layout, and improving navigation for better site performance. So firstly, I will see the goal and then I will make list of website infrastructure that includes people and process and technology to identify is there any gap to better the user experience. I will make sure is there any specific element that is distracting or confusing the people. Then I will prepare a roadmap. Then after quantitative and qualitative research, I will make wireframes and prototype. After all the review and testing and taking feedback, I will design the final product. So while redesigning, how do you decide which features to add or remove? So firstly, gather user feedback about the existing product to identify what features are most popular and what areas need improvement. Analyzing the competitor's product to identify what features are most popular and what sets them apart. This can help identify areas for improvement and potentially add new feature. And defining user personas based on user feedback to prioritize features that are most important to user. Defining business goals and objective before adding or removing any feature. Test your new design and get user feedback to ensure if there is any such issues. So now let's see what other practical things that you can ensure privacy of data that we have collected from the interview. Firstly, informed consent. Secondly, establish data management process. Then share the files to those who has authority and develop a data collection plan to keep the participants' data safe. So now let's see paper wireframe is better or the digital wireframe. Paper wireframing allows us to quickly iterate on ideas without being slowed down on limitations of software. Changes can be made easily, also help rapid exploration of ideas. We can freely write any notes and sketch out ideas. Paper wireframing can also be used as a collaborative sessions where the designer can sketch out ideas together. So now let's see what tools we use for prototyping. I use Figma, but we can also use Adobe XD Sketch and Webflow. And now, as I said, I will share the best UI app design and my favorite UI app. So now let's see what it is. So first one is Coursera. This app allows willful learners to attain new skills and knowledge. It has a smooth and simple design, easy navigation, over 1000 plus courses to choose from, easily accessible modules. This app hits all points for success. Second one is Uber. It is another user staple that is easy to order a ride. Users just have to enter a location and the app UI is so prompt to provide list of places that they have recently facilitated. Quick recorder user can track their ride and can also send messages to the driver. And the third one is Swiggy. This is a food delivery app. It has very simple and beautiful design. It allows selection of restaurants, searches for specific food item, displays real time regarding the food delivery. So in next video I will teach you how to master Figma. I will teach you all the elements of Figma. And I will also teach you how to design and very interesting and attractive user interfaces in it. Okay, so stay tuned. Okay, so I hope you understood all the topics. So I'll meet you in the next video. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe and comment. Okay, so lots of love. Radhe Radhe.